I figured we needed a solid structure in place with a viable war strategy. We conceived and adopted the Amber Peace Plan, which has proven its resilience. Later in 2020, we conceived the Amber War Draft, aka Operation Lava Storm, as the vehicle of our national strategic security plan, which is the strategy we needed to defend our helpless population. To all of you who ignored your doubts and defied the naysayers and drafted and paid your 2020 war draft last year, history will not forget your sacrifices. Today in 2021, our courageous community vanguards of yesterday are now full-blown warriors. We must continue to equip them to harvest more materials from those La République terrorist soldiers and insecurity forces. Those stubborn, brainwashed teenage soldiers sent by Etudi, who have refused to heed to my numerous appeals to leave Ambazonia, should expect their doom sooner than later. Let's outsmart the enemy. Let's pursue innovations. Let's retool our tactics and implement our strategy with deadly precision. Let us draft. Let us draft today and finish the job. Let us humble these Bulu Beti bullies. This has nothing to do with Sako. It has everything to do with choosing between freedom or perpetual slavery under French Cameroon murderers. Fellow Ambazonians, some have rather chosen to toy with the blood of our beloved compatriots who have perished in this senseless war declared on our people. They are gambling on what they think will be or will not be the final outcome of our endeavor. They think the world will never allow an independent Ambazonia. But they are mistaken, because Ambazonia does not depend on the world, does not depend on them. It depends on us. Our destiny in this struggle is in our hands. I know good friends who will not jump into a river to help you from drowning, but when you come out alive from that pool, I'm very sure they will not push you back into the water. They will give you a ride to your destination. And I believe that this is the attitude of most of our friends in the international community vis-a-vis our struggle. However, I pray God to also bring us helpers who can jump into the river to help us out. That answer to that prayer is not far away. My dear people of Ambazonia, from the savannah zone of Bui County, Goketunja, Dungamantung, Menchom, Boyo, to the midland zone of Manyu, Libialem, Momo, and Mezam, down to the equatorial zone of Ndian, Meme, Fako, and Kupe Wanenguba. The enemy is breathing hell in our territory. The enemy is significantly demoralized and demotivated. The momentum of this war is on our side now. I came here to ask for your draft again, because when the enemy is confused and slowing down and going back to their drawing table, it is time to accelerate to freedom. We have come a long way, but imagine how much more, how much better we could have been today if all Southern Cameroonians put aside the politics of power and division and supported the vision of our interim government. Imagine how much more progress we would have made. Instead, the progress you see today has been the result of fighting La Republique with one hand, because we are using the other hand to remove barriers erected by haters who have vowed to stop Sako, as if a free southern Cameroons will be renamed the Federal Republic of Sako. Please, Ambazonians, you don't have to like the interim government, but if what you desire is the restoration of our independence, join this interim government. Join your local government. I can assure you, on the blood of all our fallen heroes, that the interim government will not disappoint Ambazonia. Imagine where we will be next, by next year, if our detractors, for the sake of the big picture, gave Bui all the support you need today. What a distance we will cover in record time. But let's assume you and your family are in a certain flight piloted by Dr. Sako, and someone on board starts beating up passengers. If you had the ability and the power and the strength, will you try to stop him? Or will you let the violent individual to do his worst just because you don't like the pilot? Let me call out all those who have fallen through the cracks of offenses or lost in the labyrinth of mistakes and poor judgment. Please, dust yourself up and come back home. Come back to the house. Because we are all humans. Pick up your wallet again and start by drafting today. Please, Ambazonians, we in this interim government, we care less about who takes the credit now. Because even if you give us all the credit today and we lost the war tomorrow, all we have done as a collective will have no value. Imagine where we would have been if only 25% of our people of Southern Cameroon descent at home and in the diaspora, about 2 million people, find ways to support our liberation war, financially and materially, in secret or in the open, knowing that the destiny of our future as Ambazonia depends on a victorious outcome in this war of independence. Dear compatriots, inasmuch as we regret what could have been done and where we could have been if there were no ifs, we should be reminded that a liberation war is an obstacle course. It is dirty, tough, and exhausting. Let it be known that with few or with many, we shall cross the finish line. With or without you, we should cross the finish line. Running or crawling, dead or alive, Ambazonia must be independent. All we need from you is to give your 110% today as we draft, like the Bui warriors have shown us for an example. Tonight, our ancestors are watching us from the world beyond to see what we will do in times like this. Let us draft in a manner that sends goodbye chills down the spine of Paul Hitler, Mbi Vondobia, and his French Cameroon state terrorists. Let us draft to support our dreaded Bui warriors. You may have already drafted and paid in full, like myself, but today is a special day to say a big thank you to the Bui warriors. If you like what you are seeing on Ground Zero, give Bui warriors another $1,000. You heard me well. I mean another $1,000. And let us shorten this journey. Also, remember our presidential basket, which funds our National Stabilization Fund to support efforts in all 13 counties while the draft goes on. I appeal to all Ambazonians and friends of Ambazonia who have accompanied me here today to generously support the Bui County to respond appropriately to the French Cameroon marauders in tanks who have planned the massacre, the mass murder of our innocent mothers and children. Let's talk with our wallets so the Ambazonia Restoration Forces can talk with their Manyis and their chachas. Let us make a nonsense of the $1.4 billion France is giving to La République du Cameroon to accelerate their war on our people. Let the draft of Bui County 2021 begin. Viva the great warriors of the Bui County. Viva our brave Ambazonia Restoration Forces. Viva the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. God bless Ambazonia. Thank you.